Welcome back to the Saville Community Sports Center in Alberta, University of Alberta. We had a little bit of a snafu this morning, a power outage on campus, and the lights just came on about 5 minutes ago. The teams were warming up in kind of twilight here, and as soon as the lights came back on, everybody was ready, and they threw the ball up and were ready to go in this first contest between Puerto Rico and Cuba.
Well, the Cubans were not worried at all. They even said to me, well, you know what, this happens in Cuba all the time. It just feels like home, and we're going to be ready to go when tip-off is ready to go.
So Cuba scores early, but then answering for Puerto Rico is Yashira Delgado. Starting for Puerto Rico, Yashira Delgado, Jasmine Sepulveda, Angelica Bermudez, Sandra Garcia, and Marie Placido. We saw Cuba for the first time last night. Their starters for this one, Anitas Casanova, Yamara Amargo, who had a tremendous game, Marlon Cepeda, Clenia Noblet, and Ladis Okendo.
A nice screen and roll and a pass back to Bermudez here. Bermudez is very dangerous on the pick and roll, and she can have the range shot. So sometimes she dives, sometimes she takes the shot.
Sepulveda, the dish into the corner, and the nice open three-pointer by Sandra Garcia. That was only a two, actually.
Garcia is a three-point shooter. She stepped on the line this time, but definitely a good three-point shooter for Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico with a 5-2 lead. Three-pointer on the way from Cuba. That is no good. Rebound inside by Placido. Sepulveda, rather. Moving to her left. Delgado. Placido for three. That's off. Casanova the rebound. Nice long outlet pass to Amargo, and she finishes with the right hand.
Well, that's amazing because they were here in the gym last night until about 11:30 at night, and early this morning warming up. That's a very short turnaround for Cuba. And good for it to run the floor already that fast.
Final game of the night, first game of the morning, afternoon, I should say. Sepulveda on the drive, has to get rid of it. 5 on the clock. Spinning is Placido. She loses it out of bounds, and that's going to be Puerto Rico ball. My name's Craig Fada, my partner for this one, Chantel Valet. Glad you could be with us. Glad to have you back, partner, for the first and the fourth games of the afternoon.
It's always fun to work with you, Craig. We did some good work on the last game last night. And
yeah, a lot of fun. Don't forget, we've got 4 games today. Nice feed inside. Inside, outside to Sepulveda. Her three-pointer is an air ball, and that's going to be a turnover.
Sepulveda is from New York, and she's a 30-year-old. She's also the captain of the team, and you know, she has a 2-year-old daughter that she was saying, I have not seen her in 2 months.
Oh, my.
I've been training, traveling China, Canada, Pan Am's, Chile. Can't wait to see my daughter.
That's got to be rough, especially at that young age. Shot from the baseline is no good. And now Casanova on the drive, 5 to shoot. A little too deep underneath, but she leaves it for Cepeda, but she couldn't finish. Fresh 24, and now a steal by Delgado.
Cuba is a little, seems a little disconnected on offense. This is an uncanny steal and turnover for them. They're going to have to, they were playing a little bit like this last night as well.
Well, I wonder if they're still a little discombobulated with the, hey, we're starting.
Yeah, maybe. Again, they had 5 minutes. The moment the light went on, the 5-minute clock got down, and that's how much time they had to re-warm up and be ready to go.
Clenia Noblet hits to make it 7-6. Now Garcia for a long 2. That's no good. Noblet the rebound. And Cuba running. Casanova. She pulls up when the defense gives her some space, and she hits from 10.
That's what we did not see from her yesterday, that nice jump shot that she can pull. Even on transition, she's very confident, and it looks like she is coming back to her own.
And then Garcia mishandles it. Ochoa will come in for Cuba. As you see Casanova here on the pull-up jump shot.
Casanova also the captain for Team Cuba. Quite an electric point guard.
Oquendo feeding a Margot. Beautiful turnaround. Jay won't go. She gets her own rebound. Tries to float it up in there, but that was well short, and Garcia the rebound.
This is the go-to play for Cuba. They always run that curl screen for Margot.
And now a beautiful drive by Delgado. And once again, we had the power outage this morning, so you'll notice there are no graphics as of yet. We also don't have any stats being fed to us, so we're still flying a little bit blind, but we will do the best we can. My partner's checking on the FIBA Live stats page, and I'm not sure if they're up and running yet, but we've got cameras, we've got microphones, and we've got lights. We've got everything we really need to bring you the game.
The live, the FIBA livestats.com website is running right now, so we can update you a little bit. Delgado is leading Puerto Rico with 7 points so far. Amargo, number 9 for Cuba, with 4.
Eight to shoot, skip pass. Now a three-pointer on the way. That was no good by Gibson.
A great rebound by Ochoa. Really blocking her player, ensuring that there's no offensive rebound possibility for Garcia.
Casanova on the attack. She pulls up again. That one rolls off, but another nice attack. Back tapped and taken by Cuba. 3 by Oquendo. Bang!
Awesome shot. And those hurt, you know, right after an offensive rebound. Just finding the open three-point shooter. That's the key on offensive rebound. Put back right away or find the shooter.
Cuba takes the lead, 11-9. Gibson over to Garcia. And back to Delgado. She's doing a little wheeling and dealing, and then stolen by Casanova. She's looking for some help. Nice no-look pass, and the completion by Amargo on the 3-on-2 break. Nicely done by Cuba. Nicely dissected by Casanova.
Yeah, nice 3-on-2, and Casanova had 12 assists yesterday. That's just one example of what she can do. Smart move, choosing to go to her best player of the two that's open. Player of the year in Cuba, Amargo.
Now Garcia loses it out of bounds. That goes off of Francie Ochoa.
Speaking of Casanova's assist, as we see here, the steal, and she's coming in 3-on-2. She's looking both sides. Look at how much her head is up, choosing to go to her go-to player and best player, Margot. 3rd assist already for Casanova in this game.
Now here comes Ochoa. She finishes.
Aren't the Cubans so athletic? When they decide to run, they run. Which is why the transition defense surprisingly has been lacking. Maybe they're just still a little bit asleep from the almost 1 hour delay, more or less. Probably 30 minutes, but...
And Jerry Batista wants timeout. Once again, welcome to the Sandville Community Sports Center on the campus of the University of Alberta in Edmonton. It's the FIBA Americas Women's 2015 Championships. Winner of this tournament goes to the Olympics. The next 3 go into a qualification tournament. Of course, Brazil with the automatic qualifier, they finish in the top 4 as we expect. Then a 5th team would go to the qualifying tournament, which takes place, I believe, in Rio next June, just in advance of the Olympics.
Now, if Brazil did make it to the final, the team that would just make it to the final to play against Brazil would
have the automatic qualifier. Correct.
Yes. So for any other team in this tournament, if Brazil makes it, only a berth to the final championship game will secure them an appearance at Rio 2016.
Rest of the games coming up today at 3:15 or thereabouts, depending on how much time we make up during this one. If they shorten the halftime, we have not yet been told, or if they shorten the time between games. Argentina and Virgin Islands are scheduled to take place about 3:15. We're being told that it's going to be a 10-minute halftime, so they'll cut about 5 minutes off. So we're going to try to get the second game started as close to 3:15 as possible. That'll be Argentina and the Virgin Islands. Then at 6:30, presuming we're going to go right on time for that one, you think we'll make up all that time? We should be able to. It's going to be the Dominican Republic against Canada. The Dominican Republic really struggled last night against Cuba, losing 83-44. Canada looked superb again, beating Chile 93-36. And then at 8:45, it's Brazil and Ecuador.
Well, never steal that Cuba can get on. There was a little bit of that's the foul. Or jump ball that is called here in Cuba. Cuba's ball on the baseline.
Noblet. Looks like she might have got a little floor burn on that left knee. Casanova, 7 to shoot. Back into Noblet. She's working on Garcia. The nice right-hand hook over Garcia. Tough shot.
Yeah, there's not much more Garcia could have done on defense on that. She kept herself between the player and the basket and denied the shot as much as she could, but what a soft touch from Noblet.
Sepulveda. Gibson. She pops from 15, banks it in. And it's 17-11 in favor of Cuba. Margot from the right wing for 3. It's no good, and Garcia the rebound. Margot didn't really have any other option. Nobody was moving, nobody was open. She had a step, so she shot it.
And I think one of the reasons is that Puerto Rico showed a bit of a different defense here. Most of the girls came into a zone, but then they did move on their zone, so maybe a 3-2 with a little bit of momentum and taste to it.
Sepulveda. Puerto Rico losing track of the shot clock. They were trying to find Sofia Roma underneath, but were unable to. This a Group A contest. Now the 3 on the way, long 3 is no good by Ladis Oquendo.
And Cuba's offense completely adjusting here on the 2-3 zone this time, very clearly. 2 players at the top, 3 in the bottom.
Bermudez. Finding Roma underneath, and it counts.
And that's an excellent move from Bermudez, going on her strong hand against a slower Noblet. Getting her out right there on the baseline and being able to attack her one-on-one, facing her. That is the way to put Noblet into foul trouble.
That's the first foul on Noblet. Roma will go to the free throw line. And she completes the 3-point play, and it's 17-14 in favor of Cuba. Cuba quickly up the floor. Oquendo misses, throws it back in.
Well, that was amazing because Puerto Rico right away were in a 2-2-1 press that they barely had time to set before Cuba knew there was less than 4 seconds left on the clock. The coaches are arguing on the Puerto Rico side that
yeah, they're
unhappy about something here.
I don't know if it was the clock or Well, it's all sorted out now.
The referees always have the right answer.
May not be the right answer, but it's the final answer.
It's the final answer. Which
After
means it's the right one.
Yeah, after one quarter, it's 17-14 in favor of Cuba. We're glad you can be with us. From Edmonton, it's the 2015 FIBA Americas Women's Championships at the University of Alberta. In case you're just joining us, we got started a few minutes late, but it was a fast first quarter. We had a power outage when we arrived at the facility this morning. The power was out. We were told it could possibly be as late as 3:30 before the power came back on. They said there was a grass fire or something in the area that caused a switch to get flipped, and they had to do some resetting of some technical things and flip another switch, and they got it done in a big hurry, and we only got started, what, about half an hour late. So that wasn't so bad, maybe not even that long. And then a fast first quarter, so.
Well, yes, only 1 minute. One foul was awarded in that entire quarter, and that was against Cuba. The one that we saw Leblet taking just a few seconds before the end of the quarter. Rare turnover here from Leblet. Judge that she had trouble with the ball. I think the Puerto Rico coach was arguing about the shot clock earlier, and again he noticed here that the reset had not been resetted properly at the 24th second. So he's aware of everything, eh?
Yeah, they're trained
yeah.
They're trained to watch all that stuff.
All at once, multitasking. Puerto Rico back into an individual defense after showing a little bit of a 2-3 zone in the middle of the first quarter.
Casanova with the floater. It won't go. Rebound underneath. Nicely taken out of there by Ortiz. And Cuba has a chance to reset. Amargo on the drive baseline. Cut off nicely by Bermudez, and Amargo travels.
Another travel from Cuba. The last 3 possessions have been travel. Travel from Amargo, yeah, she did move both her pivot foot. Noblet travel earlier, and it was Puerto Rico with the turnover in between.
Delgado from 17, that rattles out. Casanova trying to shake Delgado and can't. Gets it to Noblet. And a 3-second violation.
That's the first time we see this call
I think so,
in the
entire tournament. Zuliera Ortiz was in there waiting for the pass. It was deflected anyway. It would have been a turnover. Now Bermudez on the right wing. Picked up by Ortiz. Beg your pardon, by Noblet. Now O'Neal pops from the baseline. That's off. Rebound to Ortiz, and O'Neal with the interception.
Casanova really tried to push this ball, but fortunately, she has 5 assists, but created a first turnover of the game.
Boy, O'Neal had a 3-on-2 there. She actually had the best look at it, attacked the bucket, and missed with the left hand.
O'Neill has had WNBA experience before. She wasn't part of the team at Pan Am's, but their star Portillo got injured at Pan Am, and so they called back O'Neill as a replacement for this tournament.
Noblet from outside, no good. Rebound to Delgado. Puerto Rico looks a lot more comfortable today than they did yesterday.
And they're playing with a little more sense of urgency, faster pace.
Yeah.
Suits them better. The Galgo is doing very good at the point.
7 to shoot. Delgado dishes it out a little bit too high to O'Neill, and she throws it into the crowd.
The Galdo is 3 for 4 so far. 1 for 2 at the 3, 3 for 4 overall in the field goal percentage, 7 points, 2 rebounds. And here they bring their shooter, Martinez.
Ortiz working in the paint, turns around and shoots over Garcia. Pretty shot by Zulliera Ortiz.
She was at least a foot higher in the air. There was no way Garcia was able to block that shot.
Martinez turns it over. And now an intentional called.
Oh, and a little bit of a brawl going on. Wow, and a technical foul ensues on Garcia. So Garcia got called the intentional and the technical foul. Both fouls on her.
Good
Let's
look
review
at
this
it
out
here.
here.
Yeah,
Two
she
hands
just grabs her.
on a clear path.
Boy, and then
Probably exchange a few words, and
Casanova.
she goes back. Casanova did nothing wrong, did not even...
Well, Casanova, after she got grabbed, kind of swiped at her with the right hand.
Oh, you're absolutely
She
right.
scratched her with the right hand on the left arm, and Garcia was walking up.
Well,
So Garcia with the intentional and the technical, so Casanova will be shooting 3 free throws uncontested here, and Cuba will get the ball.
that's right. And Garcia remains on the floor. The unsportsmanlike will bring 2 free throws, the technical only 1. Well, Garcia certainly didn't like that Casanova tried to get her back a little bit on the head, yeah. And it is Casanova that is being sent to the bench. And a different free throw shooter.
It's a Margot now to the line.
Margot is a much better free throw shooter. And
Whoops.
well, I thought that's why the coach had made this decision to.
Up ahead nicely to a Margot. And now
Another
exchanging
technical
words,
foul.
Bermudez and
Yeah.
a Margot.
And Bermudez could get called with a technical foul after she gets called with the.
So the personal is on Bermudez, and I think a Margot got called for the technical. Maybe it was a double.
I think both fouls went on.
So they'll shoot the personal, and I think maybe they called double technicals. That's why they're not shooting the technical, because you always shoot the technicals
And we saw the
first.
referee pointing at both of them.
So if there was only one technical called, they would have shot that first. So I think we had a double technical, and this is the personal. So I don't think. I think they got that backwards. I think the public address got that backwards. They called the technical on Gibson for Puerto Rico and the personal on Talise from Cuba. It was the other way around. Yeah, now they got it correct.
Yes. And it was a double technical foul.
Okay. So once again,
The referees are keeping all the girls in check, and
yeah, it's gotten a little chippy. island nations, not very far from each other. Only about 760 miles or 1,225 kilometers from each other. Capitals of Cuba and Puerto Rico. I guess you could call them island neighbors, separated by Haiti and the Dominican Republic between them. They certainly live in the same neighborhood. Garcia, the pretty spin move, has it blocked by Ortiz. Wow, that was a lightning quick spin move by Garcia.
It was a very quick spin move, and Garcia is a much more comfortable player playing at the wing. We saw her take some long twos and three-point shots. That's her best game, but I think right now she feels that she can go inside and battle because that's the only way she can show her aggressiveness at this point in time. The referees have been calling 3 technical fouls so far in the game.
Puerto Rico trails by 7 now. Garcia with 3 points.
And they are slowing down the pace with their 2-2-1 full court pressure.
Oquendo to Noblet, now to Ortiz. A good move by Ortiz to shake the defender. Got underneath and then missed the bucket. Here comes Delgado on the run up over a pair of Cuban defenders. She can't strike. And Jalise with the rebound. Oquendo to Avila. Oh, beautiful feed from Avila to Ortiz underneath.
Absolutely cutting backdoor, and Garcia had no idea who was behind her.
And a surgical pass from Avila. Wow, that was pretty. Now O'Neal driving. She's cut off and has to circle back around and start over. Nice feed underneath to Sofia Roma. She's fouled.
We saw Garcia on that same pick and roll slipping earlier. Roma doing the same thing. A screen, roll, and gets the defense of Cuba in trouble.
Foul is on Amargo, her second. So Delgado will sit down. Sepulveda comes back on. I think that's the first time Delgado was sat down in this game, except perhaps for the quarter break.
She goes with her 9 points and 14 minutes of play.
Roma hits both free throws.
Puerto Rico is still in pressure, 2-2-1. And not really trying to trap, it just wants to, yes, what a great defense. And a push-up from Amargo. That will be her second foul. She will be a third because she was awarded one of the technical fouls earlier. You see the push-off here. Good defensive slides and position just in time, creating a push-off and an offensive foul on Amargo. Amargo obviously was substituted immediately by the Cuban coach.
Now a moving screen that time called against Roma.
Well, after a very quick first quarter where there was only 1 foul called, here's 10 fouls following the 1 unsportsmanlike and 3 technicals we've seen so far in the second quarter. Puerto Rico in a zone defense at this point in time.
Maybe the officials had to get the power turned on to their whistles. Avila, nice backhand pass. And a beautiful shot by Zuleria Ortiz.
Ortiz can really elevate May on that jump shot. She gets above everybody in the key.
Outside shot, that's good. Jennifer O'Neal bangs a 3 home.
Wow, that was absolutely outstanding. Now, what a three-point shot with somebody in her face.
28-22 in favor of Cuba. Miss underneath, and Sepulveda comes away with it. Garcia. She spins on a tease and an offensive foul as she clears out with the elbow.
Well, yeah, she's not happy, and certainly it will be interesting to see her reaction now that she's got her third personal foul. The coach is unhappy, and obviously it will be difficult. Let's see the spin move here. Yeah, they feel their elbow went too high. A good call by the referee. Unfortunately for Puerto Rico, Garcia has been the only player really able to guard the post inside. So they stay into a 2-3 zone.
Casanova, long skip pass. Now back to Avila for three. Just short. And then Avila and Sepulveda get tied up at midcourt. They tumble to the floor, and then O'Neal goes down as well. And the foul called, I believe, on Avila.
Just as she comes back in the game right here, Casanova. She was sitting on the bench for quite a bit after the brawl with Garcia. She came back and, whoa, really cut off that player, O'Neal, really hard. It's playing some rough basketball. Players are not just going for the ball, it seems.
It may be a good thing O'Neal has that ponytail, otherwise she'd have smacked her head on the floor. Maybe that ponytail absorbs some of the,
you gotta hope so. This is only a 4-point game at this point. Puerto Rico is coming back in the game.
Nice rebound by Sepulveda. She had position over the bigger Ortiz. O'Neal, little shake and bake. Oh, tried the screen roll, defended well by Cuba. And Casanova runs out, puts it over the right hand and in.
Yes, beautiful run by Casanova. And Ortiz is so long. We talked about her wingspan and her height, and she was able to tip the ball on that screen and roll.
30-24 in favor of Cuba. 5 to shoot. Sepulveda on the run, has her pocket picked by Jalise. Now Oquendo to Casanova, back to Oquendo, and O'Neal.
And they call this a travel. What a play by O'Neal, and what a pass by Casanova, really.
Yeah, it really was.
Right here, she stops, yeah. Oquendo stops and pass back, and O'Neal did not touch.
Yeah, I really thought she had her by the jersey or something.
Perhaps.
Now a foul called against Casanova. She crosses her arms as the official walks up, and
very expressive, very, very expressive.
Not sure what she was protesting. She
clearly
she bumped the ball handler and knocked the ball out of her hand.
Trying to go over the screen.
That's a pretty clear foul.
Absolutely.
You look, following this free throw, heading down already is Bermudez. She was waiting at the other end of the court because Cuba had been running somebody out. So Bermudez went down and waited for the cherry picker. A tease, 10 to shoot from the free throw line. That rattles around and in. 32-25 in favor of Cuba.
Ortiz is now 4 for 5. She's made all of her 4 shots on that same jump shot within inside the key.
O'Neal for 3, and then the rebound stolen away nicely by Delgado. She just squirted between a pair of Cuban defenders and ripped the rebound out of there.
It looks like the Delgado is going to get called for foul, but they let it go.
Now Ortiz with the pretty turnaround. That rattles out, and ball goes out of bounds.
Well, Ortiz is saying, you know what? I've taken that shot 5 times, and it went in 4, so I'm going to keep shooting that shot every time I'm open, and that's a good decision. referee did consult and judge that Cuba was the last team touching the ball, Puerto Rico ball.
39 seconds to play in the half. Now a nice catch and shoot by Placido. Her three won't go. Rebound at tees. Here comes Casanova. A little hesitation. They can get a 2-for-1 here. Well, they could have. Instead, they settle for an outside jump shot and miss. Now Puerto Rico will hold for the last shot. Stolen by Ortiz, then taken back by Melendez. She can't handle it. Gets the shot off. No, she does not. And so the first half is going to end 32-25 in favor of Cuba. What a strange first half we had. Delayed by about half an hour because of a power outage. A rapid, hey, we're starting the game kind of feel to it. We had 3 technical fouls and unsportsmanlike, some bumper car type collisions.
To say the least.
And a very fast first quarter, and then a bunch of fouls in the second. At any rate, what that all adds up to is a 32-25 lead for Cuba. As we take a look at some of the halftime statistics here. For Cuba, Amargo with 8 points, Ortiz with 8 points, Casanova with 5. Casanova with 5 assists already. She also has 3 steals. Amargo in foul trouble already with 3 fouls. Cuba overall shooting 14 of 37 for 38%, 1 of 5 from 3-point range, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. 19 rebounds they have as compared to 15 for Puerto Rico. They are out rebounding Puerto Rico on the offensive glass 8-1. Leaders for Puerto Rico, Delgado with 10 points. Nobody else has more than 3. No, beg your pardon. Roma has 5, and O'Neal has 5 for Puerto Rico. Nobody really in foul trouble except for Garcia. She's got 3. 4 rebounds for Delgado in the first half. And 4 turnovers for O'Neal. From the floor, Puerto Rico 8 of 23 for 35%. 2 of 8 from beyond the arc, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. 15 total rebounds, only 1 on the offensive glass. So Puerto Rico, after not having a great showing last night, come out with a little bit more life tonight. They find themselves down by 7 here at halftime. When we come back, we will be talking about what Puerto Rico needs to do in the second half to pull even and perhaps pull ahead of their Caribbean neighbors. For my partner, Chantal Vallée, I'm Craig Feda. We'll be back in just a few minutes from Edmonton. Welcome back to the Saddle Community Sports Center on the campus of the University of Alberta in Edmonton. Just about to begin the second half between Puerto Rico and Cuba. Cuba leads this one 32-25 after a little bit of a strange first half. We got started about half an hour late because of a power outage. Lights came on, they threw the ball in the air, and we were underway. First quarter went by very quickly. Then in the second quarter, we had an intentional foul, 3 technical fouls. What it all added up to was a 32-25 lead for Cuba. And Chantal Vallée, what does Cuba have to do to try to sustain this lead? And likewise, what does Puerto Rico have to do to pull ahead? They look a lot better than they did yesterday, but not quite over the hump yet.
No, they're looking a lot better, and they're playing much better as a team. O'Neal, that was the late addition on the team to replace Cortillo at the point, is doing well for them. A little bit more cohesion, but they need to stop Cuba's from offensive rebounds. Cuba has 8 offensive rebounds so far, and that's a problem. And the second problem is Puerto Rico has 13 turnovers on almost every single one of their turnover. Cuba is running the fast break lightning fast and is scoring on the transition, on the Puerto Ricans' weak transition defense. And so those are the things that both teams have to either stop or continue to do. Cuba can run the ball, continue to pressure the ball and crashing the boards. But Puerto Rico must find a solution to stop these two components.
Just about ready to resume play in the second half. It's going to be Puerto Rico ball. Going to be Jasmine Sepulveda to inbound. Gets it to Delgado, and we are underway. Glad you can be joining us wherever you're tuned in from around the world on livebasketball.tv, on the FIBA World Feed, or on TSN across Canada. I'm Craig Fada. My partner for this one is Chantal Vallée. And Sepulveda attacks the rim early in the second half and draws the foul.
Speaking of good things that Puerto Rico has done is driving and drawing fouls on Cuba. Right here, a good layup, keeping her eyes on the basket. This will be their 10th free throw of the game.
And Zulera Atis has drawn her third foul quickly in this third quarter, and getting up for Cuba, Francie Ochoa. Sepulveda hits them both. Ochoa comes in, and Atis comes out.
Definitely a good substitution in that time with 3 fouls. Slightly ahead in the game, putting his starter to rest.
Jalise. Back to Casanova, now up top. Back to Casanova, lines up the three. That's no good. Rebound tipped and controlled by Noblette. She gets it back to Casanova. Now left side, Jalise. Back to Noblette. Margot with 5 to shoot. Won't go. And the rebound taken out of there by Sepulveda. Garcia. Back to Sepulveda. Now an offensive foul away from the ball. That's going to be on Bermudez. That will be her third.
It will be her third, yes.
See if we can get a look here at...
Oh, the referee judges, she's moved on that screen. A strange call.
Yeah.
That explains...
Wasn't even any contact.
Yeah,
it
it
didn't look
doesn't
like.
seem that it was contact at all.
Three rattles in from Amari Yamargo.
Oh, Amargo's been shooting very well in this tournament. This is their second game in almost less than 15 hours. And she's just shooting the ball so well. And that's what Garcia does well as well, is shooting the ball.
So an 8-point lead now for Cuba. Short little jumper there from Noblette, and she connects, and now it's 10, 37-27.
She breaks just like this, the scoring drought of almost 2 minutes. And we could hear on the sideline the coach unhappy with his team, Coach Alberto from Cuba, yelling, "Let's go, we got to score."
Garcia with the nice move into the restricted area. Draws the foul, I believe. Oh, they're going to call Ochoa.
And the nice three from Amargo.
So Garcia to the free throw line. Splashes the first. And look, Bermudez coming back again.
Well, we talked about how Cuba runs the floor so fast on the inbounds, on a missed basket, on a rebound, and on a steal. Puerto Rico takes no chance and always sends a player back.
Marie Placido with the steal. Garcia. Back to Sepulveda between the rings. Picked up by Amargo. Now the baseline drive. Shot won't go. Follows it up. That rolls off. Puerto Rico padded their offensive rebound stats there, but unfortunately they could not pad the scoring column, and then Cuba misses the layup.
And a foul push on Sepulveda under the basket. A good call. She's unhappy about that. She was really trying to box out Noblette. And a good choice again on a 3-on-1 this time, but look at Sepulveda pushing out Noblette. That's a foul.
She's trying to body the bigger player, and Amargo hits again.
Amargo is definitely doing well. 2 for 2 at the three.
So we have 12 points. Placido a long three. Casanova over to Amargo. She pops again. That was a heat check shot there.
It was, and wouldn't you? You just went 2 for 2. Take another one. The problem sometimes is on transition like this, it may be a little bit of a quick shot and quick decision. Cuba back in full court pressure. That 2-2-1 that we've seen since yesterday.
Casanova got a fingertip on that. Boy, a pretty move by Delgado to get to the rim, and then she comes away with the steal and the layup.
She is lightning quick. What a great sense of the game, just staying focused and going back, stealing the ball from Amargo.
40-31, 6:20 to play third quarter. Ochoa feeding Noblette. She kicks it out to Jalise. Jalise's floater won't go, and now Puerto Rico running, but Casanova tips it out of bounds as they tried to find Garcia streaking down the court. The play by Casanova a moment ago, but pretty move to get to the rim. Missed, but then the steal and her own follow. Garcia for three. Boy, and Garcia, after she took that shot, went straight down to the floor.
Yes. And seems in pain, holding her knee. Oh, that is not a good news.
Did not seem like there was any contact, and that's usually a bad situation when you come down and there was a little bit of contact.
Just on the side. And Garcia is not a player that is known as to be emotional. She's tough and intense. But if she falls on the ground like this, holding her knee, you can bet that it's hurting really bad.
Training staff for Puerto Rico checking out the stability of the knee. Take this opportunity to remind you as we look at the play again, she just got hit on the outside of the knee by Ochoa. Certainly nothing intentional or malicious, just an inadvertent collision. Garcia gets helped up. Not able to put a lot of pressure on that right knee, but
that would be a big loss for Puerto Rico. You know, Garcia is judged to be a center, but she likes to play outside, shooting the three. Where she becomes very handy for Puerto Rico is her defense on the Cuban post player. She's probably Puerto Rico's best defender on the Cuban front line, which is gigantic for her. I'm talking about 6'3", 6'4", and barely at 6 feet. Garcia is doing a fantastic job guarding them inside.
Don't forget, coming up yet today, following this game between Puerto Rico and Cuba, coming up at about 3:15, Argentina and the Virgin Islands. Then tonight we've got the Dominican Republic taking on the host nation Canada at 6:30 local time. Then at 8:45, it's Brazil and Ecuador. Back to the action as Cuba leads 42-31. O'Neal cut off by a pair of Cuban defenders. Gets it to Delgado. She circles around. Now the shot blocked.
Nice block by Jalise. Really staying straight up in the air, making sure she only gets the ball.
Casanova to Jalise. 10 to shoot. Margot back to Casanova. Gets O'Neal in the air. Kicks it out. Nice jump shot from the wing by Jalise.
And just like that, Casanova picks up her 7th assist of the game.
And the pass tipped out of bounds by Casanova. It will remain with Puerto Rico in front of their own bench. Nice ball movement. Delgado back to Placido. She thought about the three. Now O'Neal launches from three. Bang!
Absolutely beautiful shot waiting in the corner against the Cuban zone.
Jennifer O'Neal's got 8 now. (44-34). That was a big three. Got it back to 10. Casanova from the left elbow. No good. Ball tipped out of bounds from behind by O'Neal as she battled Francie Ochoa for the rebound. We get a look at the three-pointer by O'Neal. Nice catch and shoot.
And a missed rotation on the zone, leaving the baseline shooter wide open.
Casanova's fadeaway won't go. Delgado the rebound. Nice outlet pass to Gibson. Can she finish? Yes!
That was a beautiful fast break, all from Delgado's rebound.
And now they try to get it to Casanova at midcourt. The pass a little too long, and Puerto Rico will get it.
Again, Delgado picking up the rebound. Amargo almost got the ball on the steal, but pushed it almost in a better spot for Gibson to be able to complete the layup.
One of those thank you very much. Delgado, O'Neal, little mishandle on the dribble. Gives it to Roma. That's a Gibson 8 to shoot. Delgado, got to be a mismatch somewhere. Running shot won't go, and now Puerto Rico gets the offense reset. O'Neal for three. Amargo the rebound.
Both teams playing zone now on defense. And both teams using the post players inside and out.
Casanova circles under the bucket. Now the long skip pass. Amargo, one to shoot. They're not going to get it off. Cuba not paying attention to the shot clock. (44-36). Puerto Rico hanging around. They've got it to within 8. Down by as many as 13, I believe.
The Galdo goes back on the bench. She's leading her team in scoring with 12 points.
Well-deserved rest. O'Neal gets poked by Casanova.
That top screen on the pick and roll on top of the key right here is what's really has caused Cuba the most trouble defensively. Almost every time there's either a score, a foul, or at least a very good look to the basket.
Saw the left elbow of Casanova.
7 assists, 3 steals, 3 personal fouls.
O'Neal with a circus shot up over her head, high off the glass, and scoring, making it 44-38. Amargo now from 3. That rattles off, goes out of bounds, tipped last by Atis, I believe. It'll be Puerto Rico ball.
We have a look again from the pick and roll again at the top. O'Neal with, yes, very much of a circus shot, but it all comes back from that pick and roll.
Now
and again here,
on Akendo.
Cuba is struggling to guard that high pick and roll. They go over the screen at times, under the screen at other times, but Puerto Rico always is able to find a good opportunity.
There's times when handling the ball too much is a bad thing, but when they're handling it up high as Puerto Rico, it seems like Cuba is starting to foul them pretty consistently now.
They went under the screen this time, opening a jump shot, and there we go.
Beautiful shot by O'Neal, goes around the screen, elevates and connects, and Puerto Rico is within 4. O'Neal has 12 points.
One thing Puerto Rico should be doing is just run this ball screen until Cuba finds an answer.
Skip pass to Amargo for 3. Rebound tracked down in the corner by Gibson.
Amargo schooled up. She's 0 for 3 at the 3 after hitting her first 2 in the game.
Another screen. O'Neal pops again. Can't connect that time. Rebound Romero. Noblet finds Atis underneath. She's double teamed. Kicks it out, and a travel by Okendo.
And another technical foul. against Puerto Rico. No, I'm sorry, Cuba. Oquendo.
Apparently Oquendo did not like the traveling call.
And that is the 4th technical foul of the game.
And now a timeout called by Cuba. Minute 43 to play, third quarter. Cuba leading by 4 at 44-40. We're back in a moment from Edmonton. It's the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship for women.
Pase aquí, la bola llega al interior. Pase aquí arriba, el poste. La bola no llegaba al interior nunca. No jugaba por el interior. Estamos apostando que Amar la meta de 3 puntos y eso no va a apostar. Claro que no. No va a apostar. ¿Entendido? Y entonces los otros no estamos defendiendo. No estamos defendiendo. La chiquitica pues, empezó a meter canasta. Hay que defender. Hay que defender. ¿Entendido? Llevarla, socarla y llevarla. Y comunicarse. Entonces, contra zona, hay que meter la zona. Queremos resolver que Amar resuelva.
Back here in Edmonton as we get a look inside the Puerto Rico huddle and Coach Jerry Bautista. Puerto Rico found themselves down by 13. They have clawed their way back to within 4 at 44-40 with a minute 43 to play in the third. They can cut it to 3.
And
Marie Placido makes this technical free throw.
Yes, and most of the comeback has been
made.
Oh,
yes. Did you see that? The Cuban bench and the Cuban coach making noise as she shoots the free throw. She turns around and tells them, be quiet.
This game has... No wonder the referees are very quick on their whistle with the technical fouls.
A little gamesmanship by the Cubans. Placido says, doesn't bother me any. And Puerto Rico gets the ball trailing by 3.
And
Look who's back in the game.
I was going to say, good to see her healthy, running. The same moving screen that was called earlier.
That's Placido. Her first foul. Third on the team. Melendez in for Martinez.
So we were talking about Garcia, who earlier suffered a knee injury, but thankfully she's back in the game. No tape, nothing. The knee seems to be just fine.
Might have been the jolt and the shock more than anything.
Might have been, yes.
Open 3. That's no good. And now a foul in the corner committed by Oquendo.
Cuba in bonus situations, so they will send Puerto Rico at the free throw line for 2 shots.
Neal had the rebound in the quarter. Oquendo bumped her. And there you see Cuban coach not very happy, and they've got to be careful now.
Well, if they couldn't pull away when their starter Garcia was out of the game, Cuba should have be able to pull a little bit better. But you know, Cuba is struggling guarding the guards. O'Neal, Delgado, Sepulveda, they're creating a lot of trouble for Cuba.
We've got ourselves a 1-point game here, partner. 44-43 with a minute 5 to play in the third quarter. Jalise on the drive, out to Amargo. Now Romero directing traffic. The open jumper by Noblet was no good. Rebound inside by Amargo. It got blocked.
That was a very nice block. There's no doubt that was just the ball.
Puerto Rico looking for the lead. O'Neal between the rings. Around the screen. Now the attack hangs. Hit! She's going to go to the free throw line. What a shot by Jennifer O'Neal. She gives Puerto Rico a 1-point lead at 45-44, and she's going to go for the and one.
From the ball screen again, and the hesitation after change of speed and going back right here, behind the back, change of speed, hesitation, and the basket made for the N1.
Look at the reaction by the Puerto Rico bench. She could not complete the three-point play, but Puerto Rico nonetheless has taken the lead at 45-44. And now they're pressing and just about stole that away. And a quick jumper by Amargo to quiet things down. Cuba back in the lead. Shot clock is off, game clock at 17 now. O'Neal getting the offense set up around that high screen. Now she pops. Air ball. Not sure what that was all about. Melendez gets back to a tease and then a block. What a big block. Melendez hustling back on defense as the period ends, and she comes away with the blocked shot. And as we go to the fourth quarter, it's Cuba 46, Puerto Rico 45. Don't go away. This one's going to be interesting down the stretch. We're back in a minute from Edmonton. This is the FIBA Americas 2015 Women's Championships.
This time I'd like to give a big thank you out to the event partners for their contributions, City of Edmonton and Edmonton Events, Alberta, the Alberta Sport Council, and Sport Canada. We appreciate your support. Merci, à nos partenaires.
Welcome back to the University of Alberta, the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton, the provincial capital of Alberta. We've got a dandy one here, 46-45 Cuba, as we head into the fourth quarter. As we look at some of the numbers, Puerto Rico just 33% from the field. 3 of 13 from three-point range, but 14 of 17 from the free throw line. They're out rebounding Cuba. Beg your pardon, Cuba's out rebounding Puerto Rico 31-24. Leading scorer for Puerto Rico is Jennifer O'Neal with 16 points off the bench. Delgado has 12. Leading rebounder for Puerto Rico, Placido with 5. For Cuba, they are led by Amargo with 18 points. Nobody else in double figures. Casanova has 7 assists.
Amargo just took her 20th shot of the game. That's a lot of shot, but she's 17 for 19, 7 for 20, sorry. Still shooting at a decent percentage.
Sepulveda split the defense and then was bumped. He tried the left-hand scoop, didn't go. And now Jalise tries to split the defense, runs into Jasmine Sepulveda, who draws the foul. That's the second on Sepulveda.
Look here, the drive, and
She ran into Bermudez, and Sepulveda got called for the foul. I think Bermudez had the good position, but Sepulveda hit her from the side.
Absolutely. Now Puerto Rico got back into this game. They were down 13, and what they do after the second half better? They only allowed 2 offensive rebounds. They only had 1 turnover, so they kept possession of the ball longer and battle on the boards. They out-rebounded Cuba. Puerto Rico out-rebounded Cuba in that third quarter total. They're still behind the game, but they need to continue to do that and use the ball screen. What a beautiful reads, especially from O'Neal on top of the ball screen.
So some nice coaching adjustments by Jerry Batista of Puerto Rico, in addition to the players just taking care of the ball a little bit better.
Well, that always helped to make the coach look better too.
Now a technical on Casanova. Didn't see what happened there. I don't know if she was trying to fight through a screen.
She was trying to fight through a screen, and she, while doing this, yelled a little bit, pretended to be bumped.
Yeah, and then she kind of swiped that right hand at the back of the head of Bermudez. Well, I'm not sure that warranted a technical, but...
Well, there's been a few interesting technicals from stares. A stare between two players that didn't say anything. Both of them were awarded technical. It's rare to see a technical awarded for two players staring at each other.
That was almost like a flop warning in FIFA.
And that would be...
I mean, she was trying to exaggerate the contact.
That's right. Now, there is a technical in FIBA for flopping on the floor, but there was no flop in that case. Maybe just an exaggeration of the move.
Now a three on the way. And the Puerto Rican bench would have exploded there. They were already up out of their seats. Now Kendo back to Jalise. She shoots it up. That's no good. Rebound. Back tapped. Everybody was kind of standing around. Puerto Rico had it. They were fighting amongst themselves for it. And Placido tried to save it. Saved it into Cuba, and then Noblet scores. Noblet
just does what she does best, which is a jumper from 15 feet away from the basket.
Delgado. Now Sepulveda on the left wing. 8 minutes to play. Bermudez back to Garcia. 5 to shoot around the screen. Sepulveda on the drive. Up and scores! Foul's going to be on Zulira Atis.
Well, nothing is going well for Cuba now. From the ball screen on top of the key again.
The 5'7" Sepulveda takes it to the 6'1" Atis, scores and draws the foul. Now Cepeda comes on for Atis. And Melendez back on to replace Placido. Sepulveda completes the three-point play, and Puerto Rico back to within 1 at 50-49. Margot on the right wing. She's been quiet as of late. Kendo now back inside to Noblet. Left hand scoop, pretty move. That's
absolutely what a pretty move with a scoop. Noblet does two things really well. She shoots that 15-feet shot really well. And look at this up and under here. Faking on the right, up and under, and a left-hand scoop. There's no way anybody can block that shot.
Meanwhile, Delgado traveled. Now Amaro for three. Bang!
It was about time for Amargo, who went 0 for 3 at the 3 on the last 3 attempts, but nails this one. She's actually 3 for 6.
Cuba up 5. Now Sepulveda on the drive, off the glass and in. She has been absolutely relentless.
And Cuba hasn't been able to adjust whatsoever on any of these ball screens and drive from the top.
54-51. 6:45 to play. Noblet working her way in toward the basket. Another spin move. Left hand won't go. Rebound Bermudez. Sepulveda. Here comes Garcia for the screen. That time they defended a little better. Baseline jumper by Bermudez, no good. Rebound tipped and fought for. I think Sepulveda was held a little bit by Amargo. Might have gotten away with one there. Now Jalise, a little stop and go move. And one!
Beautiful drive again to silence a little bit of the energy from Puerto Rico. And you're correct, Cuba did defend that screen better and were able to come back with a rebound to go back on transition and score on their fast break.
The foul was on Melendez, her first. Jalise to the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play and make it a 6-point lead. Short on the free throw. Delgado battles for it and loses control. It's going to be Cuba ball. Coming up on 6 minutes to play. Margot. Ball tipped and stolen. Placido needs help. Finally finds O'Neal. Now she attacks. Sepulveda in the corner, around the screen by Placido. She drives, kicks it out to O'Neal. Beg your pardon, three on the way. That was Delgado, not O'Neal. Cuba nursing this 5-point lead. Jalise around the screen by Noblet, kicks it out, three on the way. No good, but Noblet there for the tip. She gets fouled from behind. Good ball movement by the Cubans on that possession. Foul is on O'Neal, her first. Noblet hits the first free throw. Was her first attempt from the stripe in this game. Second one careens off sideways, but Cepeda there for the rebound. Three on the way from Amargo, and that's good.
Well, in case of doubt, pass the ball to your best player, Amargo, just going on a 6-0 run, more or less on her own here. The last two times she took the three, nailed every single one of them. In between, Noblet on the last offensive rebound just had a double-double for the game, 10 points, 10 rebounds.
The lead is back to 9, 60-51. Amari Amargo has 23 points. O'Neal has 16 for Puerto Rico. Amargo 8 of 21 overall, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. As we get a look into the Puerto Rico huddle. They've made some adjustments. Now Cuba has countered. They seem to be defending that high screen roll a little bit better. What does Puerto Rico need to do in this next move in this chess match?
Well, you know, like, they guard the screen well this one last possession. It's not something that Puerto Rico should try to go away from, because clearly Cuba has had a difficulty stopping the ball screen all through the game and stopping any drive coming from the top of the key. So Puerto Rico needs to remain aggressive and attack Cuba.
So the diagnosis from Dr. Coach Chantel Valet, keep attacking from the top.
And keep using that ball screen. Let's see if they go. There's the ball screen right here.
Yep. Placido misses badly on the three. Gibson the rebound. She kicks it out. One to shoot. Sepulveda's three rattles out.
Now Placido might not have been the best player to take the ball screen, but the execution was well done, and it did free Placido for a jump shot.
Now Cepeda down low, double teamed. And it's knocked out of bounds, I believe, by Sepulveda. Five to shoot for Cuba. Shot is away, no good. Nice rebound in there by Oquendo.
That's too many offensive rebounds for Cuba if Puerto Rico wants a chance to stay and get back to win this game.
So it's an 11-point spread now for Cuba, 62-51, coming up on 4 minutes to play. There's the screen. Garcia, her jumper is no good. Now Cuba content to slow things down a little bit. Usually after the rebound, they're out running. Now they want to work a little clock. Noblet, double team, kicks it out to Oquendo, 3 on the way. Noblet thought she was held. There's O'Neal. Placido, now Gibson up top. 7 to shoot. Sepulveda. 3 on the way. That's good!
At the buzzer. What a great focus. Again, from the pick and roll. They do have the open shot. They're just going to have to focus now in making these shots every chance they have.
Huge 3-ball by Placido. Makes it 62-54, 2:53 to play in the game. Amargo for 3. She answers!
Unreal, an absolute incredible 3-point shot. Amargo is now 4 for 7 at the 3.
26 points for Yamara Amargo. Now O'Neal back to Gibson. She drives. Goes to the glass. That won't go. That was a good drive, a good take by Gibson. Just couldn't get it to fall. Back to 11 for Cuba. 65-54. 2:10 to play in the game. And now things starting to get a little tense for Puerto Rico.
It's interesting how coach from Cuba is not putting back Casanova in the game, his star point guard. And as I say this, hopefully he might have heard us. I think he is going to need the leadership from Casanova. He's giving her a lot of advice now, a little pat on the back, and she's checking in as we see the last 3-point shot from Amargo. Cepeda with a good screen, opening the 3-point shooter.
Just before that, offensive foul on Cuba's latest Oquendo. Inside of 2 minutes to play, Puerto Rico's going to have to come up with something special here. 3-pointer, missed badly by Placido. They've got to put one up. O'Neal gets to the basket and is fouled. And then she collides with Gibson hard. So the foul on Cuba will be charged to Cepeda. And there you see O'Neal on the floor after she collided with her own teammate. You look at it here. Yeah, she hits the knee of
with her head.
Gibson on the way down.
Well, let's see if she feels okay. I guess the free throw shooting will let us know. If she can make it, we'll assume she's fine.
Well, if she's seeing multiple rims up there, you shoot at the one in the middle. As my old football coach would say, the bells of St. Mary are a-ringing. Well, she hit them both. Must be okay.
She must be okay.
18 points now for O'Neal. And pressure now from Puerto Rico, as you would expect. Wow, and a great play to keep it alive by Jalise.
And Puerto Rico is going to start fouling. This will not yet send Cuba on the line. However, the next foul will.
But what a great play by Jalise. She had it stripped away. Then she was going to the floor, and then as she went down, she tipped it ahead to a teammate
Casanova.
to keep
Yep.
possession. Cuba with 2 timeouts left, Puerto Rico with just 1. Casanova. Back to Noblet. She hands to Yamargo. Now back to Noblet. That jumper is no good. Oh, they're going to say that ticked the rim on the way past. Casanova with 5 to shoot, and that was a huge break for Cuba. Inside of a minute, Puerto Rico's just going to have to start jacking them here.
And they're not going to try to foul. They figure out within 9 points that the game is probably going to just end with a Cuba win.
Well, that's kind of unusual. Shot clock violation, but that benefits Cuba more than it does Puerto Rico. They burned all 24.
Absolutely. Not a bad turnover in that case.
If you're going to turn it over, that's the way to do it.
That is the way to do it.
In that case.
So Cuba
going to win this one. Nice little move there, though, by Delgado. Can't get the shot to fall. The foul is going to be called on Cepeda. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Puerto Rico didn't foul there. 53 seconds left. Let an entire 24-second clock expire.
It was clearly a call from the coach. All the players were on the same page. Nobody even seemed in disagreement with this. They were going to let the game go.
It was a 3-possession game. I mean, 53 seconds. You can get 3 possessions in 53 seconds. Casanova into the front court. Stolen away by Puerto Rico, but certainly too little too late now. O'Neal all the way with the left hand.
And they will call the intentional.
7.7 seconds left. The intentional called against Clinia Noblet. Oh, yeah.
A good call on this one. And, you know, the referees have done a good job keeping the game, calling the fouls very tight.
Well, and they've kept it under control. They really have.
Exactly. There's been 2 unsportsmanlike, 5 technical fouls.
O'Neal misses both free throws, and they get possession. Now think back. It's a 7-point game. You think back, you foul a couple, she hits those free throws, and you have possession.
It might have been not a bad idea to try to foul a little bit earlier and get more position as well, but that was not the directions that were given by the coach.
Don't forget, coming up in just a little bit, we will have Argentina and the Virgin Islands. We'll be pretty close to that 3:15 start time, maybe 3:30. And then it'll be the Dominican Republic and Canada at 6:30. That'll be the first time that Canada is the visiting team. Not that they have to travel, of course, but they will be wearing their red uniforms. They were designated the home team in their first 2 contests. And then Brazil and Ecuador. So 5 seconds left. Puerto Rico just running a regular offensive set there. It was almost as if they weren't aware that there was only a few seconds left on the clock. It's kind of a strange last minute offensively for Puerto Rico. But the final score, Cuba 65, Puerto Rico 58. As we look at some of the final statistics in this one, Cuba from the floor, 27 of 73 for 37%, 5 of 16 from three-point range for 31%, 6 of 10 from the free throw line. They had 44 rebounds, 15 offensive compared to 30 rebounds and just 6 offensive for Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, meanwhile, 17 of 59 from the floor for 29%, 4 of 19 for 21% from beyond the arc, 20 of 25 from the free throw line for 80%. As we said, the 30 rebounds, just 6 offensive, 15 turnovers for Puerto Rico, 14 for Cuba. Leading scorers in the game, Delgado 14 for Puerto Rico. O'Neal the leader with 18, leading rebounder for Puerto Rico. Sepulveda with 6. For Cuba, Yamara Amargo with 26 points. Linia Noblet with 11, the leading rebounder. Noblet with 12, so she had a double-double. 7 assists for Anitas Casanova. So Cuba moves to 2-0 in group play, and Puerto Rico falls to 0-2. Next up for both of these teams, tomorrow Cuba will take on Chile and Puerto Rico will take on the Dominican Republic in the 2 early games tomorrow. For my partner Chantel Valet, I'm Craig Feta saying so long for now. We're back in just a few minutes with Argentina and the Virgin Islands from the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton. No problem. I kind of actually like working off my monitor better than having the paper in front of me. I don't have to look all the way down. It's right here.
See sometimes what's lack of electricity.
Yeah.
The opportunities that they can give us.
I'm going to do that for this game then too. Argentina, Virgin Islands.
Ahora empieza el tiempo muerto. Now we start.